Okay. Professor Samuel Antwi, Pro Vice Chancellor, Lead Expert Auditing, UPSA. Thank you for joining us. Can you help us understand what is going on? What value should we put on a management letter, if that is what you are reading?
Okay, so good morning, Samson.
Good morning.
And good morning to your listeners and viewers. And my friend Adam and Co, I greet all of you. So we will do a little bit of classroom work this morning. An auditor starts his work. Let's appreciate that he is an independent person to express an opinion, independent opinion on the financial activities and operational activities of an organization. So this is why we are looking at the National Cathedral. So what the auditor does is to review documents, financial statements, etc. As he goes through the process of auditing, he raises queries. Those queries are sent to management to respond. Then management will respond. As part of the audit report, we are going to have detailed work in what we call a management letter. So the auditor says, okay, you have spent 1.5 million cedis. I didn't have evidence of supporting documents. Can you provide it? Management will respond. So that becomes the management letter, which has the query, the response, and then the audited conclusion of the matter. So when you read the report well, the management letter is being circulated. You find out that sometimes that says, you could not explain enough. So I don't have enough evidence to agree with you. And at the point of signing the report, you've not been able to convince me. So the main audit report sometimes just about 2 pages or a 1-page document attached to the annual financial statement. And it's a very technical document that you may not find a lot of details in it. But the meat of an audit work is always in the management letter, which has the responses of management and which has the conclusion of the auditor on a specific matter. And a lot of the times we read, you find out that the auditor disagrees with the board or the management with their response. Sometimes they couldn't even produce any evidence. And the auditor concludes that, look, the issue I raised, yes, I responded on something, but I'm not convinced. And therefore, the matter is still hanging. So probably the forensic audit will now get into details of things that the auditor did not agree with. Let's remember that in an audit opinion, the auditor looks at a balance. It doesn't mean that he didn't commit any fraud or material misstatement. But in a balance, the auditor can say, look at the errors and looking at my threshold, I can say the audit, the financial statement is true and fair. Meanwhile, there are a lot of issues, but he feels that on balance cannot tilt his conclusion or opinion to the negative, what we call the modified audit report. So he may issue an unmodified audit report. So that is the state we are in. We cannot divert the management letter, the responses of the client from the main audit report. It's an important thing we may need to marry.
So from where you sit, say to me again, what value do we put on management letters?
So as the name suggests, it is supposed to be something internal, management. So probably the board and the management are to consume that.
Yeah, well, what weight do you put on it? That's what I'm saying.
This is a public interest matter. And therefore, the Ghanaian interested to know what did the auditor say about specific items, and that is of interest to us, and therefore that's why it has come into the public domain and we are discussing it. Damning revelations from the auditor.
Don't final reports eventually change things in the management letter?
So if you look at the management letter being circulated, you will see that the auditors had recognized the responses of management. That in this matter, you said A, B, C, D. Once they recognize the responses of management, they will now tell you their conclusion of the matter. In fact, in some of the cases, they say that at the time of signing the report, you have not been able to provide evidence on this matter.
That's right.
That becomes a conclusion on the matter.
Okay.
And we can work with it.
All right, Prof. We can't thank you enough. Professor Samuel Antwi, Pro Vice Chancellor, Lead Expert, Auditing at the UPSA. Thank you so very much for answering our call impromptu.